Alrighty, hello everybody. How are we doing? Hope you're doing good. And yeah, so today we are talking about we're talking about the 3D ascension to 5D, and basically kind of why the intellect isn't important in that. I mean, we all love our intellect. We all love making sense of things and philosophizing about things and coming up with a higher meaning, a higher reason behind things and things like that. And we all love, like, I guess, kind of learning about the stuff, the intellect and things like that, the things that has to do with our reality. So not sure if I'm even making sense right now, but I just I've been spending a bunch of time trying to make this stream work, but anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of out of it, but so 5D, we're extremely limited. We think that the human mind is like our greatest gift, and in a lot of ways it is, because it's made, houses and things. It's made things go around, makes the world go around, makes things work, makes things move. And the intellect, our mind, helps us in this 3D reality that we live in, this Maya, this illusion. However, there's some limits to it. So a lot of people, want to find a reason behind spirituality, and they want to find like how it makes sense, how it works, how, like, a physical, like a scientific explanation for, let's say, qigong, for example. They want to find like how it works, because they think that just because they don't know how it works, they believe that it has no validity, because they can't scientifically explain how it works. Reiki. People can't scientifically explain how Reiki works, how energy works, how shamanic journeys work, how, different mystical arts and sciences and things like that, like astrology. A lot of people will poo-poo astrology because they can't explain it. They can't, they think that we are basically pulling assumptions and analysis out of our rear end and just saying, oh, this arbitrary thing happens because this planet is in this sign. No, that's not it at all. In fact, a lot of our astrology is based on research and science and like documenting things that have happened in the past, and we come up with our own analysis through past experience. And so astrology is one of those sciences, one of those arts and sciences that occurs, with that uses the intellect, that uses the 3D mind, the brain, and so it's very scientifically explainable in a sense. But like things like qigong and things like energy work and like energy healing are like, people don't know how they work, so they naturally just say it's a bunch of horse crap, or uh, just BS. And so they'll basically say that it's not real, that it's pseudoscience, and basically a lot of it, they say that a lot of it can be proven illegitimate due to the placebo effect. However, so there's this, like, a lot of a lot of people that will say, because we can't prove this with science, that it therefore it's illegitimate. Well, the problem with our science is limited. We only have tools to measure to measure things that are going on in 3D reality. So width, height, depth, and time. So we can measure a plant's growth because we're seeing it literally grow higher, and it's growing wider, and it's using time to do that. So that can be measured, but the thing that can't be measured is the energy in the body. So how energy moves, how it helps us, how it manifests, how it does its thing. It's when I do the energy work that I teach here, the qigong, the cosmic qigong, and the self-transformation challenge, it's really like, I'll try to like explain it to somebody, but it's just like I can't, because these things are not scientific in nature. They are experiences. They are spiritual experiences. So how do you measure something that can only be experienced through a meditative state? Things like that. So it's really difficult to put a value on these things that are esoteric, and that are like, they can't be measured. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's the intellect is actually very limiting. So when you realize that, like, there are dimensions and things behind the like dimensions and things that are not conceivable by the intellect, then you realize that the intellect isn't that important. It's really not that big of a deal. If you can, like for me, for doing the qigong stuff that I teach here, my intellect has a very limited role in that. It's really just kind of, it's not it has no role in that. It's like, basically I use my intellect to replicate my teacher. So my teacher has like videos, qigong videos and stuff like that, and so I'll use my intellect to replicate those moves, but that's as far as the intellect goes in that. So I see Atom Animist is on here. So hi Atom, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. So yeah, let's see here. So really, like, the intellect, everybody feels like they need to know why things work and how things work, and I get that. And it can be pretty frustrating because we don't, that it can be kind of frustrating if we don't know how things work in spirituality, or why we're exactly doing them. But just because you don't know how gravity works doesn't mean that gravity ceases to exist. It's kind of like one of those things. So just because you don't know how energy work and energy healing and spirituality and 5D and aliens and light beings and all that stuff, just because you don't know how it works, as I don't either, just because we don't know how it works doesn't mean that it ceases to function, ceases to exist, because or that it doesn't exist because we haven't figured out how it works. That's the thing. That's the main thing. And I guess I'm still trying to, part of me wants to figure things out and analyze them and deduce them and really pull them apart and figure out why things are the way they are and stuff like that. But another part of me, when I do go into those meditative states, when I do go into meditation, another part of me is just like, who cares? This feels amazing. It's like, who cares if I can, figure it out or not? The energy feels amazing, and that experience is what counts. So, I was kind of reading or listening to the Power of Now and Eckhart Tolle, and there says, like, like, why does everything have to have a meaning, a purpose? Can't we just, like, why are you asking the meaning of a sunset? Can't we just enjoy the experience of the beautiful sunset and things like that? So yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta kind of surrender your intellect. Everybody is so wrapped up in their intellect, and they're so wrapped up in like I had one client say, I'll only do qigong if you can prove to me that it'll work for me, that why it works. I want to understand why it works and how it works. And I'm like, try it out for yourself, experience it, and you'll see. You will get a better understanding of how and why and all that by actually experiencing it, rather than me trying to halfway explain something that my 3D brain doesn't even understand. So it's really one of those conundrums. It's like, I want to be able to figure it out and help people, but at the same time, it's like, do we really need to intellectualize and analyze that? Like, spirituality and energy and all that stuff. So Anyway, guys, so yeah, do we have any questions or anything like that? I'd be happy to take any questions, any honest feelings, anything like that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, and this is something that I've been kind of struggling with and fighting with in my own personal life is like I guess trying to understand how all this stuff works. I mean, my teacher is talking about like aliens and light beings and all this stuff, and I'm just like, on one level I believe that, on one level I can go into it, but then my rational mind just says, yeah, that's not really real. But it is. But at the same time, it's it's just one of those things. It's trying to figure out how this all meshes together and how we and it's kind of like the same thing with the 12-step work that I'm doing. I'm currently, I won't say the organization or the name of the group that I'm in, but it's like the first or second step is came to believe that a higher power could restore us to sanity. And so, I was raised Christian, and my brain immediately goes towards, first it was my, thinking of God or a higher power as the Christian God, which is false. But then I started to think about what else could be a higher power, and is there even one? So I went from thinking of the Christian God to yeah, but that's false, to maybe like thinking of my soul as a higher power, or thinking of like the universe as a higher power. But then my intellect goes, okay, but how do those things work? How I want to it's kind of like one of those things where if I can't see it, touch it, smell it, taste it, like use my senses, then it doesn't exist. However, it actually does. So it's just one of those things like where you want to experience it in 3D, in this three-dimensional realm that we're in. You want to have a spiritual experience that is so physical and like that's that's like physically provable. Like you want to have a physical experience, but then it's like, okay, well that's like the limitation of it, because 5D is higher than 3D, so whatever is going on in 5D, it's like it's basically high. It's basically like they can manipulate us, but like, or not manipulate us, but they can manipulate what we see to, I don't know, to kind of give the impression that something is happening in 3D, but it's actually 5D. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So anyway, I really didn't have much to say today. I'm kind of rambling, and so I guess I can talk about any kind of questions you might have, or just chat with you guys. Yeah. So, as you can see here in the upper right or upper left, I have my astrology certification course. So, if you want to become a certified Vedic astrologer, I actually put your, make your own website up. So, I'll make your website and give it to you, and allow you, basically it's your own turnkey business if you pass the test, to basically become an astrologer, and I'll promote you on my channel, all that good stuff. So yeah, then we have the Vedic astrology readings. So the Vedic astrology readings are basically, they combine a lot of different elements of Vedic astrology. So yeah, so you can check those out, GevoTheShaman.com. And then we have the birth time rectification. So the great thing about the birth time rectification is that, it's great for people who, if you're not sure about your birth time, your exact birth time, and, a lot of people are into astrology, they just don't know their exact birth time. And so it's important that we do get that we do know that, because how are you going to have an accurate Vedic astrology reading without an accurate birth time? So that's what the birth time rectification is for. And then we have the distance energy healing. So, I've come to the belief that can help you with anything. So, if you're, struggling with your physical health, mental health, emotional health, psychological health, you want to maybe connect spiritually, become like more open spiritually. That's a great way to do that, because that actually allows your higher self to empower you. So distance energy healing is great for that. And then we have the career coaching and life coaching. So if you're one of those people who is struggling in life, then that is definitely not a good thing. That is not healthy. That is not an advantageous thing to be doing. Because, I've been there myself. I've been, so depressed that I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Is there a point to this? Is there, any kind of relief from this? Anything like that? And so the career coaching and life coaching will put you on the right path to getting yourself, on the right path towards fulfilling your soul desire. And then we have the career coach, or the I just talked about that, the ritual magic courses. So, the ritual magic courses basically go into your 9 levels of your psyche and destroy all your psychological unconscious blocks. And so they're very powerful to overcome any kind of lack, any kind of just like if you're feeling like, you can't manifest any money, you can't manifest health, wealth, happiness, abundance, love, anything like that. Those are great for that. So yeah, and then we have the Qigong courses, of course. So Cosmic Qigong and Self-Transformation Challenge there. So I just added phase 2 to this. So we're beginning phase 2, and that'll take you through the 5 elements. That basically uses the 5 elements to cleanse you and to balance you and to bring your whole, like, all the energies in your body into balance. And so then we have, what else do we have? We have, like, everything that I just mentioned is on sale right now. You can see it's on sale for like more than half off. It's crazy. Like, you can get 2 courses for like half the price of one. It's insane. So anyway, go check that out. I have like tons of stuff on sale. It's all bundled in packages, so you can check that out. And yeah, I think that's about it. So you know, like, for those people who are watching this later, 99% of you guys are not subscribed, so please go ahead and subscribe and like and hit the bell and all that good stuff. Really helps the channel when you like and interact with me and like my stuff and click that bell so you can be notified. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So any questions, any comments, concerns, anything like that, I'll take those now. Let me just see if I can like play these things for you guys, so just a second. Let me see if I can actually play these videos for you. So like the Cosmic Qigong, let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna actually turn off my speaker before I blow my my freaking well, that would be your guys' eardrums out from playing this stuff, but yeah. Method of energy cultivation is incredibly simple. So we have the Cosmic Qigong. It's deceptively simple. Do not let the simplicity of what I'm about to teach you deceive you. You don't need to think about what you're doing. You don't need to intend anything or visualize anything. Just simply do the techniques as relaxed and simply as possible. Cosmic Qigong is as naturally human as possible. So if you're ever standing or moving in a way that feels unnatural, uncomfortable, or forced, that's going to hinder you. So we just want to be relaxed and as naturally human as possible. And we're just taking a break for a second. The human body is already designed and aligned to receive this powerful cosmic energy. Now, something that you should be aware of is that there are a lot of triangles in these exercises, and triangles are very important. So whenever you see a triangle in the body structure, what that triangle does is it opens up the 3 dantians, the 3 main energy centers, or the 3 ones. The vast majority of other Neigong and Qigong practices from other traditions typically only focus on the lower dantian, but part of what makes the Sheng Qing tradition so powerful is that it opens all 3. In fact, most people don't even know there are 3 dantians. They only know about the lower dantian in the navel center. So here are the 3 dantians. There's one in the head, where the 3rd eye is. There's one in the navel center, and there's one in the heart center. Hello and welcome to Cosmic Qigong. Now before we get into the practice, I'll begin by explaining the difference between Qigong and Neigong. There's quite a big difference between Qigong and Neigong. Qigong means energy discipline, or energy work, and it typically uses breath work and movement to bring life force energy, otherwise known as qi, into the body. So with Qigong, we're bringing the energy from outside our body into our body through the power of our breath and movement. So it's like you're filling yourself up like a balloon with the energy around you. Negong means internal discipline or internal work. And in Negong, instead of taking energy from the outside into the body, we're using the latent energy from within the body and releasing it out into our aura or energy field. We're tapping into and releasing the energy that's within our own body, organs, and cells. Cosmic Qigong, which is actually Negong, taps into power that's descending from the heavens or the universe. And the truth is that we are all microcosms of the entire universe. One way to look at the world is that we are finite, small beings within this enormous universe. And Qigong is like this, where you see yourself as this small being, and you're taking energy from around you and expanding yourself. The Negong view is completely flipped. You are the entire universe, and everything around you is a projection. So when you look up at the stars at night, you're really looking deep within yourself. And the sun, the moon, the trees, the flowers, they are all a part of you. Because you are everything. You are infinite. So in the Negong practices that I teach, what we're really doing is releasing the infinity from within us. The exercises in this course are based on practices that come from the Shang-Qing Taoist tradition. The Shang-Qing tradition was known for hundreds of years as being the most mystical of Taoist arts. The Shang-Qing monks were seen as wizards and sorcerers, even from other Taoist masters, and they were known to be so powerful that even Taoist masters from other mountains were frightened of the Shang-Qing Taoist monks because of their incredible power. While this art of the Shang-Qing tradition is almost completely gone from the world, this is a powerful, closely guarded energetic art that has been kept hidden from the public. Alrighty, so sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I was muted. So yeah, as I was saying, I guess that's about it for me today. But yeah, I just, if you're in the Albuquerque area, then check out, reach out to me, because I am about to start basically doing some local Qigong classes and stuff like that. So, yeah, so should be interesting. As I was recording my videos today for Qigong, like the level 2 of the Qigong, I was like, why? Like, yeah, not feeling so enthused about it. I would much rather prefer doing what do you call it? Doing live classes. So I'm gonna try to make it a point to do the live classes for you guys. So that would mean actually coming to me in person, and we could do that in the park or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna just try to do live classes. So I'm putting it putting it out there to the universe to make it happen. So yeah. Atham Animist has a question. Let's see here. Your volume is down. Oh yeah. That area. Are there any benefits to specifically to Negong that are different than Qigong? Yeah. So Negong versus Qigong. So from what I understand, Qigong is working with Qi. It's basically so Qigong, with Qigong you're basically taking energy from around you and you are bringing it into your body. That's Qigong, so the typical Qigong. However, what Mahadeva teaches and what I teach is Negong, more of a Negong style. So with Negong, you're actually releasing energy from within you, and you're releasing the latent energy from within your body, and you are cultivating that energy. So you're basically taking your Qi. Negong is basically working with Qi, and you're basically cultivating that Qi and turning it into Shen energy. So that's what I gather from that, is we're releasing Qi through the movements, but we're actually turning it, and we're actually absorbing Qi, but then it's actually turning into Shen, which is which is the heart center energy, that lightning energy. And then the Shen, so it goes from Qi to Shi to Yi. So it goes from the Shen. So once we build up that heart energy, that lightning energy, then we can actually manifest that and project our intention out there to manifest. So it is a bit different style, and I haven't mastered it yet. Just someone the other day called me a Qigong master, and I'm like, no. I just teach the stuff. I'm by far not a master at all. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, yep. So yeah, anything else about Negong? Negong is actually very powerful, because not only is it taking the energy from within you, the latent energy, and releasing it into the aura, into the the space around us, but it's also clearing and cleaning the aura, and it's also basically it's working with the unconscious, because the lower self, the unconscious mind is in the lower self. And so when we do energy work, we're actually cleansing the lower self. We're actually clearing it out. We're actually reprogramming our lower self, our psychological patterns and programming, because basically Fenris, or you could think about it as which dog do you think will win the fight, the one that you feed or the one that you don't feed? Well, in Negong, we're actually feeding the lower self. So we're actually, it's like doing a workout for the lower self. It's actually training it. It's actually training it to to work in your better interests, to work in your self-interests. A lot of people will have self-sabotage and self-hatred, self-judgment, and things like that. And so they're actually using that energy against themselves. But when you start to feed your lower self the energy that it needs, your lower self is in the navel center, and we take in chi through our navel center. So when we feed our lower self, it's like training a dog. It goes from being a bad, rebellious dog to being a very positive, constructive, and good dog that helps us. The lower self is also in charge of manifesting our reality, building our reality. The dwarves were in charge of building the tools for the gods and building. I believe they built, the world and things like that. So, yeah. So, so it really is an amazing practice here. My teacher really did something quite significantly powerful with this, with teaching what he does, because it's anybody can do qigong. Like that's not really anything to write home about. And I've done qigong before with other teachers, and it is very powerful and it does feel very good. However, with this style of qigong, with the Sheng Qing tradition, the Mao Shan, it just takes it to another level. It just takes it to a level that, I mean, I haven't even began to really experience the depth of it, but I just know that it makes me feel really good, and it gives me some relief from the depression and the abuse and the neglect that I had in childhood. So yeah, it gives me some relief from that, and that's all that really matters to me, is my life getting better because of it. And I can tell you that it is. It's changed my life. It's the one practice single-handedly that has changed everything for me. But that it requires daily discipline. It really does. Daily discipline every single day, and that's the most important thing, is that discipline that we have, and that sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm like, do I really want to do my yoga and qigong and all that today? No, I feel like crap today. So, so I'll kind of give myself an excuse, but really it's, it's not how many times you fall, but it's how many times you get back up and get back on the program, because yeah, you can take a day off every now and then, but if you keep doing that, it's not going to be good. Like, I know that if I just take one day off, there's a propensity to just fall back and not do anything. So, and then what happens is the downward spiral. And yeah, it's not good. But when I am doing that, when I am doing the qigong, I just feel like a relief, total relief. Just like you know, it like I said earlier, it's really hard to say. You know, let me get my qigong courses back up here, so I can see you guys. Hold on, just a second. Just a second, guys. Alrighty. Sorry, I really need to be more prepared with this stuff. But anyway, but yeah, it's the practice that has given me single-handedly the most relief from my depression, relief from just feeling like crap, and you know, things like that. So yeah, it's been really powerful, really transformative too. So give me a second. And okay, I think we're good. So yeah, let's see here. So, I mean, it's so if you're new here, if you're just joining us, I'm talking with Atham here in the comments about this stuff, about the Cosmic Qigong course. That course has changed my life, as well as the Self-Transformation Challenge. That course has definitely changed my life. And why do I you know, you're probably asking me why I teach this stuff. It's because it's just been so transformative and so powerful in my life. And I gotta, you know, pass that knowledge and skill along to other people. And, you know, really share this with other people, because it can really be helpful. It can really be beneficial, and so yeah, that's pretty much you know, that's pretty much what I do. So if you weren't here earlier, I was just talking about how the intellect is, you know, everybody wants to know how and why Qigong works and energy works, and you know, we have things like Reiki and distance energy healing and things like that. Everybody's, you know, curious why those work, and you know, it can become a curiosity, but it can also become a criticism. So, you know, you're like a lot of people say, if I can't prove it, if I can't, you know, replicate it, duplicate it with the scientific method, then it doesn't work, it doesn't exist. However, the scientific method and you know, science is meant to measure and understand 3D things, you know, how like taking a plant and putting it under like UV light versus black light, and seeing if it, you know, seeing if there's any differences in growth because of those. Well, that's measurable. We have, you know, we have how much did it grow, how much time did it take, you know, things like that. That's all measurable. But the power of energy healing is not measurable. It is what we call 5D. It is beyond 3D. So, 5D can do things going like in and out of the spectrum of 3D. And so it'll seem like, miracles, it'll seem like, like, basically there will be a lot of skepticism around it. However, that's because it's not possible to prove yet. It's not possible to prove with our 3D technologies, with our limited technologies, because we are dealing with something that cannot be perceived in 3D. And this is the quantum web, this is quantum entanglement, this is things like that. So, it's really, trying to prove it with your intellect is different than trying to actually have the experience for yourself. So people want me to explain how Qigong works. Well, I can't really do that. And plus it's easier for you to actually do it and experience the phenomenal effects of it, rather than me trying to make a half-assed attempt at explaining something that is imperceivable to you. It's like explaining a beautiful sunset to a blind person. Your words aren't going to do it justice. You have to actually experience it, actually be there, and actually experience it for yourself in order to get the meaning out of it, the feeling, the experience. So, I mean, a lot of people will poo-poo Reiki and energy healing. Because it can't be explained, in 3D terms. It can't be, you can't use the scientific method, but really, it's like, we have this small, narrow box, and we're trying to explain why, you can see somebody touching the box on this side, and then this side, and explaining why those things happen, while somebody outside of the box touched it on both sides. It wasn't anything in the box, anything in the 3D that did that. It was something outside of it. So we have no tools to explain the things that are going on outside of this dimension. So anyway, I feel like I have rambled on, and went on long enough about this stuff. So if we don't have any questions, then I will promote my stuff again, and we will say goodbye for now. I'll come on tomorrow again, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more prepared and have, some actual things to discuss, and some interesting things to say. Because I feel like I just kind of came on here without anything really to say today. So other than just how our mind can be really limiting, and it can be, so that's where trust and the willingness to believe in something outside of our reality comes in. In the 12 steps, they said, become willing to believe that a higher power could help you. Not just blanket statement, just believe that it will help you. No, become willing to believe in, the things that you can't see. So having a willingness to be willing to experience this stuff for yourself. That's what this is all about, is becoming, at least becoming willing to entertain that there's more to reality than we can see. There's more to reality than just our five senses and our, the three dimensions and time and space and things like that. Because there's an infinite spiritual realm that we cannot see. And that is acting on 3D, to help us. So, yeah. And it's like mildly infuriating to kind of have that kind of trust, because it's like, well, I want to explain it. I want it to be explained. I want it to, I want to know what, the details, the exact details of how it works and why it works. But sorry, it's, you just gotta have faith, and we're dealing with something that's imperceptible to most of us. And if 5D were to manifest itself in 3D, most people would have a mental breakdown and go crazy. So so yeah, this is kind of what I'm working on in 12 steps, is learning to trust, learning to just be willing to be open to something that you can't explain. Be willing to be open to a higher power, something that, a force that is working for your highest good, for your greatest good. And that, when we can become willing to accept that, and I mean become willing, _willing, that brings a lot of relief, a lot of stress is removed, because something outside of you is helping you. Something outside of you is acting on your behalf with unconditional love towards you, and it's actually becoming like, it's actually like, it makes you feel like you don't have to kind of do it all alone, do it on your own. And that relieves some stress, that really relieves a lot of stress and things like that. So anyway, guys, so that was my share for today. Anyway, hopefully I'll have something more coherent tomorrow. My folks are out of town, nobody's in the house, so I'm gonna do a live stream every night, hopefully. So stick around to tomorrow. I'll be around this same time, around 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And yeah, that's about all I have for today. So unless we have any questions, that's about it. So you can check out all my products, services, courses, everything that I have to offer at gebotheshaman.com. Check that out. And yeah, I have some massive bundle sales going on right now. So go ahead and check that out. And we have all this stuff up here. The astrology certification course. We have the that basically helps you to well, that course is basically like a turnkey business. So once you purchase that course and take the course and take the test, then you will get your own Vedic astrology website from me. And basically that'll help you to, create your own little business. You can make that business as big or as small as you like. And so we have the Vedic astrology readings as well. Go check those out. Birth time rectification is great for people who are into astrology but they don't know your exact birth time, so that's helpful. Then we have the distance energy healing. If you are struggling physically, mentally, emotionally, anything like that, as I was, and for most of my life I was that way. But Qigong has really helped me in that regard. So distance energy healing, we have the career coaching and life coaching. So if you're one of those people who is struggling and not sure what to do with their life and just kind of hanging on, then the career coaching is great for that, because it'll help you to discover your path and purpose in this life. Then we have the ritual magic courses. So if you're struggling with your health, wealth, prosperity, happiness, anything like that, that'll help you to destroy any of your psychological blocks that are inhibiting you from going after everything that you want in life. Then we have, of course, the Cosmic Qigong and the Self-Transformation Challenge. Now these are bundled. You can get these bundled at gebotheshaman.com. You can also go to patreon.com/gebotheshaman. You can actually get them for as low as like $55 a month. And that basically helps the channel. It really helps the channel because I'm, in the process of trying to move out on my own and trying to start my own business with Qigong and like local Qigong and things like that. So any purchase you make, that's either right here or on my Patreon site, that all helps the channel greatly. So if you want to help the channel, much appreciated. And yeah, so I guess that does it for today, guys. So thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribing really helps the channel. Liking the video really helps the channel too. So yeah, that's about all I have for today. So unless we have any questions, I'll give you a second to write any questions or anything like that, or say hi if you want to. And yeah, other than that, we will be out of here. So just giving it a minute for questions. My throat is extremely dry today. Any questions? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Any questions at all? No? Alrighty. Well, that sounds good. So, yeah, we will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope you all do, do well and be blessed and be, open to receiving any kind of connection with the 5D. There's beings out there that are just waiting to help you, to work with you, to, interact with you. So, anyway, check out CE5 too if you're interested in anything to do with like aliens or anything like that. And yeah, so we will talk to you guys next time. Alrighty? Peace. Take care, guys.